Hi there, welcome to Marble Horse TV. And I suppose the breaking news, or not breaking news, but the major news of the day in a footballing context is that Nuno Espirito Santo has been sacked from our good friends at Tottenham Hotspur. Now, the heavy talk is that from people like Fabrizio Romano, so you know there's a lot of weight to it, that Antonio Conte, former Chelsea manager, won the league at Chelsea, won the league most recently at Inter, Serie A, of course, in Italy, is going to go to Spurs. Now, you don't want that lot to succeed. You don't want that lot even to have a good manager, well, an elite level manager. So, my video is, do we need to give a fuck? Um, I think yes and no. Yes, in that I think Conte going there would boost them. Obviously, not just purely in a psychological sense. If you're one of the players, even one of the deader players like Winks or Sanchez, or I was going to say Aurier, but he's left in it. Lloris has passed it. It's going to give everyone a buzz. Who wouldn't be buzzing that Conte's going there? If you're Kane, definitely Song, definitely Lucas Moura, Bergwijn, all their players. Them obviously the fans will be buzzing right now. If you're Lily White, Spurs fan, um, but in that context, yes, but it's not as simple as that because one thing about Conte, I think most elite level managers, the exception to this over the last probably 5 years is probably Klopp. But most elite level managers want to go to clubs where they already have a strong template, a strong base of top players, and they can just add a little bit more tactical nous or steel or mentality, which is essentially what happened when Conte was at Chelsea. Um, Chelsea finished 10th when Mourinho got sacked. But they only finished 10th because, remember, they'd won the league the season before Mourinho got sacked. So it basically just things had gone to shit. Abramovich had sacked Mourinho, and he just needed someone of an elite caliber to come in and basically sort the ship out. And then Chelsea were running again. They did win the league again in fine style in 2017. Because they had the nucleus. Well, they still had Hazard, Costa, Willian. Remember him? David Luiz. Remember him? Courtois was there. Um, who else? You got the best out of Victor Moses, who's always been kind of an average-ish player, but top players. Kante was his first season. I believe he signed Kovacic. I think so. Aspilicueta, who I think is underrated in Premier League terms. We'll look at what he's won and what he's achieved at Chelsea. One title, one Champions League. I don't think he gets the plaudits he does, in my opinion. Um, and yeah, Spurs, apart from Kane and Song, who obviously world class elite players. You got Bergwijn, I think good. Moore is good. Brian Hill's still a youth. They got a striker called Vinicius. He's unproven. Højbjerg's good. I won't say he's elite level, but yeah, he's a good player. Um, Sissoko, I know he won the World Cup with France, but I don't rate him. Harry Winks, poor. Dyer, poor. Sanchez, poor. Ben Davies, poor. Romero's looked all right, but Emerson Royale needs time to bed in. Who else is there? Uh, you have what's his name? The Reese, as I said, is past it. Gazaniga, is he still there? Not that good. They got, is it Galini or something? They got a backup keeper again. Not levels really. So Rehulion is okay, but looks kind of error prone. So Conte has a lot to work with, and if he's going to be successful at Tottenham, they have to back him. Levy and Lewis have to back the fuck out of him, not just in terms of money, but in terms of the proper players. So I think this isn't any Tottenham shade because I'm a gooner. I think going to Man United would have been a far better choice because they have a better squad, better players, more settled squad, and they just need and they're a better team. We've finished higher than Spurs in the last 2-3 years. So you know, I think that's just how it should roll, basically. Excuse me. But if Conte's to be a success at Tottenham, that is, to be fair, he could, if he goes there, he could win a trophy this season. Conference League, the League Cup tie against West Ham will be easy because West Ham are doing very well. But maybe if Conte can give them an extra oomph, possibly they could do something. So who knows? But for me, that's the issue, the key with what's his name. If he's backed, then he can do well. He can get Tottenham back to top four, maybe win some cups, maybe, dare I say, win a league title for the first time in 2 generations. If not, then it's not going to end well. And if Spurs fuck up Conte, then I think that could spell the end for Daniel Levy at Tottenham and Lewis and Enick at Tottenham, because Enick got Tottenham to the profile they are now, which they've never had the profile they've had before. But to be fair, you can understand Spurs fans who are anti-Levy, anti-Lewis, anti-Enick, because they've got Tottenham to this profile, but what do they have to show for it? Very little, in my honest opinion. So, yeah, they got a new stadium, but stadium is a means to an end. It's not an end in itself. There's no trophy for having a good stadium. There's no trophy for having a world-class training ground. Those are means to an end. It's like a shoemaking company, right? You build a big new shiny new factory. All right, cool. But that's a means to an end. The factory should help you make shoes that make you a market leader, or make good quality shoes that customers like. The factory in itself is not the goal. It's a means to an end. And that's basically any infrastructure, any fixed asset for any business is by definition a means to an end, not the end in itself. So, as I say, good for Spurs if they got Conte. It looks like they're getting him. I know they didn't last time, but looks like it. But if they're to be successful with him, that's actually win the trophies they so covet and so long for, then Levy has to back him, not just in terms of the financially, but actually in terms of the players that he wants and needs. Because Conte, to get Tottenham back to where they want to be, top four, at least, with the competition that's around, it may take him a season or two. As I say, it depends how well he's back, because I think Tottenham don't have the most money. Yes, their revenues will increase because of the stadium, NFL games, and boxing title contest fights and shit. But, I don't think Spurs can afford to spend like 50, 60, 70, 80 million on a player, or that level of players yet. So they need to shop smart. And there are lots of clubs that are shopping smart. We are. United will, even though United have got shitloads of money. Chelsea want to. Not all Chelsea signings recently have been big money necessarily. I know Lukaku was Werner, Havertz, but if Chelsea could try and get a bargain, they'll do it. Look, but the goalkeeper Mendy didn't cost that much. Yeah, and he's doing well. He's done well. Even City have got shitloads of money, but they would want to shop smart if they could. So, Liverpool. Look, Liverpool have won the league and Champions League essentially by shopping smart. Salah, Mane, Firmino were not big names when they got them. Robertson wasn't. Trent was from their youth system. Henderson already was there, but Klopp gave him a new lease of life. Wijnaldum, I know he left, but when he was there, they won Champions League and league. He wasn't a big name. The only exceptions really are Van Dijk and Alisson, if you think about it. Konate again. Chamberlain, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Yeah, I suppose he was known at Arsenal. Jota had Premier League experience at Wolves, but wasn't world class really. So there's a lot of competition for the shop smart. Look, Newcastle obviously a new kid on the block, as it were. So, excuse me. there's a lot of competition out there for Spurs to contend with. So, it's not as if Conte's going to go there and make them boss level. It's not that simple. It's going to be a long project. They have to get rid of their shit players like Winks, Dyer, Sissoko, Sanchez, Davies. And it's going to take time. And, obviously Conte's willing for the project. So we'll see. We'll see if Spurs can actually win things, which they haven't done, or win things of significance, which they haven't done in many decades. So we'll see. But let's say good for Spurs if they get Conte. Good for them. But yeah, thanks a lot.